In communication, connectivity is everything. We ensure that the links never sleep. Quantities and qualities, all in our data service, providing efficient, reliable voice and data service. We believe if you're not up to speed, then you're going backwards. Communications have to flow as fast as the speed of light. Whatever business you're in, having someone who understands your needs is critical. That is why we just don't offer you technology, we offer you solutions. Enjoy Gamcel's internet broadband anytime, anywhere. Your national operator, Gamcel, Yaibaram.
Alright.
Honey, did you remind him that the last time he sent the money, it was not enough to buy all the provisions?
Oh, sorry, I forgot to tell him.
Are you guys talking about money transfer to buy provisions?
Yes.
But
Don't you know about Baluwo?
Baluwo? What is Baluwo?
Baluwo is a service that your son can use to send provisions directly to you guys from the shop. And you don't have to worry about the exchange rate.
Tell me how Baluwo works.
It's very simple.
Just log on to baluwo.com and shop, or download the app on your phone. You can shop on the website or using the app to buy online basic products for your family and friends. With Baluwo, you decide what your money is spent on. Your money, your choice. Buy online products for your family and friends in the Gambia, Senegal.
Welcome back, Ebrima and Musa.
Ebrima and Musa, bismillah.
Before the break, we were talking about how, after your conversation on the evening of 10 May 2016, you saw a group of paramilitary officers in a pickup vehicle, and they alighted at the pharmacy in Sukuta on the 11th of May 2016, and you were quickly asked to board the pickup, and eventually Musa and Mike were asked to disembark, and Ebrima remained in the vehicle with the paramilitary officers.
Nimbida fanyo ndola ndarata men min kacha men ke kan wala minti ko karotil tangola wato men albe pharmacie ngoto kat tan nin kilimo albe pharmacie ngoto wato men albe sirinje alnar na muroje me yalon ko paral wala be piko po nyin kono inata fo e fota albe sirin dan do be cibon e jo e jita moto kono ko Ebrima ale bula moto kono anin Musa anin o Nigeria Ghanaian ke bañing bare ñaar do man den ko nyin wito nyin kono inata na fo ite Musa enin go Ghanaian nyin aleji Ebrima kilen tuta moto nyin kono.
So now Ebrima,
silang Ebrima,
what happened after Musa and Mike descended from the vehicle?
Muna na ke Ebrima Musa ni Mike inata na wol jindi moto nyin kono.
Ebrima Musa and Mike jita yente sambale.
After Musa and Mike disembarked from the vehicle, they took me away.
Did they, at this stage, did they tell you what your crime was, considering that you were gesturing to your neighbor who sat right opposite you asking him the question, what have I done?
For kabula watola for anarna sene malabang ite yemuneke for wato men na miano go be mo ronyi ngodo be siring isinyo do be baraje wo fana be nyini karo mun be fa ay muneke
ani men ke wala biri yete bulandi musani may jita tu men ko ikebulelu ma moye si membe siring inyati limula ka fay ngamuneke yo fodu wo tembo ina ta foyne bang ite yenyin kuni nyin ku karleke foyne bang
ani
no
ima ko indimma katu mimbe nyatini mulam o keta molti mi alon ko kaf min fo bella kodda min to sallaji na sute ko paramilitary officialem well nka ka eten ko mi ngamuleke bari mo man danko because imanjube fa so fanan tenkunta
they didn't tell me anything, and in fact when I was gesturing to the guy sitting opposite me, he happens to be somebody who is my neighbor because we were all living around the same area in Salaji. But after I was gesturing to him, asking, what have I done? In fact, he decided to look away from me and nobody answered my questions, so I was left like that.
Yes. Where did they take you?
Yes,
in Samba wole nyama.
That's how they took me away.
Abo Sukuta, Mbedame Sukuta.
From the place they picked me up in Sukuta.
Nata for Tipagaras.
We came all the way to Tipagaras.
Then itatana ani Marakarola. Itata ni Marakarola.
They took the left turn.
Ata Manjai Mafang.
Going towards Manjai.
We nata for Manjai Johnson.
When they reached the Manjai Junction,
idunta Buluba Karola.
They decided to take the right bend there.
Katambia ni Manjai police la.
Going through the Manjai police.
Saying mbe ko male face cam.
Well, where I was sitting on board the vehicle, I was facing backwards inside the vehicle.
Nata na driver doje mi alon ko mbedo ko dame SOS Children's Village.
Then I saw a driver who happens to be somebody I knew because where I work at the SOS Children's Village.
Oketa Mustafa altinga sutele nkambulo munding umang haji bake bale nkambulo munding ulindi aite.
His name is Mustafa. So that's the time when I started to raise my hands for him. In fact, I was afraid. Then I started raising up my hands for him until when he saw me. I was afraid even to raise my hands up properly. But I gestured, raised my hands to him until he saw me.
Bitunga ate furu nyinkam ate faransa lonko nadokud asafo no nadokud lato ko mutale.
I did that so that he can in fact inform the people where I work and tell them that I have been arrested. This is how they took me away.
For Kanifing.
They took me all the way to Kanifing.
For Holigam wala bulldozer.
Where they call Holgam or the bulldozer.
This is the same premises you saw Ebrima enter sometime in the past.
Yes, exactly, it is this very place.
And kindly tell us what happened when you arrived there.
It was in the evening when we went in.
So,
when we were going inside, when we reached the gate, we found some guards sitting around. Some of them were standing with rifles. When I alighted from the vehicle, then they asked me whether I have a mobile phone. I said yes, I have a phone. They asked me to show them. When I took out my mobile and handed it to them, they took my mobile and placed it somewhere. They told me nobody goes in here with a mobile phone. They took me inside. When we went in, the building that Penku George erected is a self-contained, but the main hall is where they use as an office. So when we went in, they told me to sit down in the parlor.
different police officers all security je dol nin kidol.
When I went in there, I saw different police officers. Some of them were armed with guns.
Different police or security officers?
Dol bije all police all leti. Dol bije on tata understand ko prison officers all. Some different security officers all.
They are from different security branches. Some of them were even prison police officers. Some of them were armed with guns.
Do you know the names of those you met there at that stage?
Wotembel na yimenu taraje fo mo sodo ndala ba yimen to lonjeba.
Me dali me long bawo fo wati bola wati keta wato min na wato mo nata long nkumasta ke kilin lon dal doma.
Initially at that stage I didn't know any one of them, but after some time I started knowing them one by one.
But the
day that I arrived there, the person I found sitting in the parlor there, the tall guy I found sitting in the parlor introduced himself as an NIA officer.
So prison officer.
There was another guy who said he is a prison officer.
But
I don't know their names.
Among those you eventually get to know, who are they?
Ko nyin kono ele taro nyin waro nyin kono inarna menu long nya folo nyin kono wollem jumalti
sa en kabe wo keta be nato na mililo wolle keta community law case be nyame.
Later on, the people I came to know, as our case was at that time, after I was made to sit down or entertain in the parlor, I was there until it was about to be dusk.
One police inspector, I am commanding now.
One police inspector called me. He has his own office.
I am commanding.
He called me, I went in there. He took my statement.
What's his name?
Police inspector.
I really forgot his name, but he was a police inspector.
Abota combo mafang jannom for piran combo jam mafang londe bari inspector.
He is around this combo area, whether it's Piran or anywhere, I cannot remember exactly, but he's a police inspector. Because after the whole thing, I later saw him at the Serekunda police.
So I in a statement alter.
After he took my statement,
I see the same place.
He told me to go and sit at the same place in the parlor.
So
I was sitting there.
The
room that I was facing. They called me inside that room also. When I went in,
police officer
I found some police officers there also.
Different police officers and different security men.
On the whole, they were also from different security branches.
So you're welcome.
They also welcomed me in there.
And then
I asked them their names. I found a short man there called Alpha Bojang.
Immigration officer.
That man is an immigration officer. There was another one called Babukar Singate.
Immigration officer.
He is also an immigration officer. They are the people who came to pick me up.
So pick.
They are the people who took me so that to go and pick up Musa.
And in Babukar Trawale,
there was another guy called Babukar Trawale.
He is a leader within the investigation group.
On the whole, he also is a leader among the investigators.
Immigration official.
They said he also works for the immigration department.
One guy meet Ebrima Keita.
I met another guy there called Ebrima Keita.
Ebrima Keita
Ebrima Keita happens to be from the CID branch. Another person was there called Mbemba Bojang.
Introduced as a custom officer.
A short guy who introduced himself as a man working from the customs department.
So
And they told me, they told me our leader is here. He has gone out, but very soon he will come back. They told me his name is Amadou Bojang.
Did you get to see him eventually?
Yes, after dusk prayers, he came to me. I was sitting there. He came and went into the office. He didn't even talk to me or greet me. He went in. They called me. When I was called, I found him sitting. He asked me, who are you? I said to him, Ebrima. He said, oh, so you are those people. I asked him, who, which people? You are the people who came from Sukuta? I said, yes, we are the people from Sukuta. He was wearing Masko Banyada la Ebrima After that short discussion with him, that was the time he took out the mask from the table somewhere and wore the mask on him.
Was this after you saw his face?
Yes.
So you were able to recognize him and identify him afterwards? Even
today, if he stands here, I will recognize him.
Can you give us a description of him?
He is not a very tall man.
Almost a height 2 meter tall.
He might be 2 meters tall.
2 meters tall.
2 meters is very tall.
2 meters. He is a little bit less than 2 meters.
I think 1.57.
Okay.
So 2 meters would be very high.
So jamfala nyola kanya oni balaola kanya because amanke mo waraman bat
anin dimasi kanya
ko anin Mr. Fall te jamfala nyola
well Mr. Fall is not a tall man
anin fana amanke moti mi alon ko he is dark nga suute ngalon baake ni ngaaje domba suutela
amunta mampata
balolo ate Amadou Bojang.
His color is in between. He is not dark, but he is not also a fair colored person properly.
Do you know whereabouts he came from?
Yalla na bora min dola bang
bota dame na kacha kono je yara fa aka bota nyomile.
Well, after some time in our discussions, I later realized that he is from Nyomi. During my stay there, I came to tell him about some people whom I knew in Nyomi who were soldiers before.
Which part of the government was he working for? At the time?
Mazagunda la bunda jumaldo watola.
Ate Amadou Bojang. Ate ngalon ko je ko atelom fonko bulldozer nyin bela kebati because he actually Captain Bojang.
They called him Captain Bojang, and what they told me was that he was the overall head of the bulldozer team at that place.
But which institution was his parent body?
Akamanyilin kawalem abota security bunda jumalela, immigration, police, army.
Army officer.
He was an army officer.
Okay. All right. So what happened after he put the mask over his head?
After
he wore that mask, he took out a gun and pointed it at me. And he asked me, do you know me? I said to him, I don't know you. Then he said to me, I am Amadou Bojang. He told me, I am Yaya Jamme's killer.
Because I must go nyala otumo.
By that time he had already worn this mask. He pointed his pistol at me. By that time there was a Coca-Cola bottle on the table. He told me, I will kill you. I will kill you and put your blood in here.
In where?
Yellow coming. He said he will kill him and put his blood inside that Coca-Cola bottle. Then he said to me, then so you are those type of mandinkas. He said to me, in fact, there's one thing which I don't understand. President Jawara was here. You followed him, you agreed with him. Now Yaya Jammeh is sitting. So you Mandinkas said that you will not follow him. He said to me, but if I deal with you, if I deal with you, if I handle you with my hands, you will regret the day you were born.
And what happened after that?
After that,
statement all day.
And they told me to give my statements.
Initially
he told me to go and sit down outside.
So
after that,
the
orders Babkar Travale and orders
Alpha Bojang Babkar Singate
and Babkar Singate
Ebrima Cisse
they called me because at that time he had already gone out.
So
after that, they asked me what has happened.
Then I narrated
the whole scene to them and I told them it was Pajallo who came and found us. Then he asked us, do you know what's happening? He said to him, we don't know what's going on.
Demonstration Westfield.
He said to us there are people demonstrating at Westfield. Because the word going around is that they have already killed Solo Sandeng. Then they said to me, but you said something else different from that. Because the way we are sitting here, we got news about you. And when the person who brought this news to us recorded all what you said. I said to them, yes, what I said at that place is what I said here. I said, but if you have really recorded our conversation, play that recording here and so that we can listen to it. That's the time I looked on the table.
Kind of a paper
I saw some papers there which were stapled together. He said to me, then it is not worth for us to play that recording for you. But he told me what we want is for you to come straight and tell us the truth about what you said, because you are the people who wanted to organize a coup in this country. I said to him, we are not that type of people. What I said here is what we were discussing. That's the time. They told me to go and sit down and wait for them. We were waiting
for around 9-10 mafa.
Till around 9 to 10.
Ya Musa la kumo fonye.
They told me about Musa.
Ikonye ko mni bita ifungalo Musa be da member.
They told me that we are going with you until we are able to locate Musa's residence. I told them I'm with Musa.
Okay,
they said, okay, we will go together with you and go and pick Musa. That's the time when we went to pick up Musa at his home. We picked Musa and returned all the way to Bulldozer with him.
What time did you arrive there?
Bulldozer. Bulldozer around Katusuto around 10 mafa olon tata Musa noma.
We went to pick Musa around 10 at night.
Saying around after 10 towards 11 then Donni Musa Muruta.
We arrived back at Bulldozer around after 10 towards 11.
And Musa, tell us what happened when you arrived at Bulldozer.
Sila Musa ita fana ya famoli berita te no ga yena ti Bulldozer el frada je munaketa.
When I arrived at Bulldozer, they told me to sit down in the parlor.
So within 5 minutes,
they went in, but within 5 minutes, they called me. They told me to come and sit down, and I went in and I sat down. Amadou Bojang was there. Babakar Trawale was there.
Ebrima
Keita also present.
Alpha
Bojang was present.
And Mbemba Bojang.
Mbemba Bojang, truly speaking, he helped us there.
Because
by the time they reached me, I had already performed ablution so that I can pray the night prayers.
It was some minutes to 12.
It was some minutes to 12.
So
midnight?
Midnight, yeah. So, Salah,
I wanted to pray. So my son was looking at the Tom and Jerry film. I said, let me just watch this for 5 minutes and later pray. Then that was the time when they knocked on my door.
Come in.
I said, come in. I said, who is that?
Ebrima
Keita was the first to come in.
But
all of them were not in uniform. He said to me, Fofana, it is us from the Bulldozer.
Maybe 10-15 minutes.
He told me, well, we are here to pick you up and take you away, maybe 10 to 15 minutes. We are going to question you and then we will release you to come back. I asked them, where are we going to? They said, no, we are just going to somewhere.
Because
I said to them, well, it's only my children who are here because my wife has gone to Jara. She went to attend their Quranic recitation, which they do in their compound. Well, my adopted child was the person who was a little bit older.
I
told them if they can forgive me till tomorrow. They said no. Then I said to my adopted child, Sajo, he said yes. I told him to call Sute, my wife, and tell her that the Bulldozer people are here to pick me up. Whatever happens to me, she should know that it is the will of Allah.
So
this is how I went out. So I put my mobiles under the cushion of the chair. They said to me, do you have mobiles? I said yes. They said, bring it.
So
then I went and picked up my 2 mobile phones. They took them from me. When we went out of the compound, our landlord's wife and his cousin elder brother's wife. I think they are just from their cousin brother's compound and they are coming back home. And then I found them talking outside. Then she asked me, Musa, what has happened? I said to her, these are the bulldozer people. Then the lady addressed one of them and said, well, my brother, this man's wife has traveled, she's not around. What has happened? They said to her, well, nothing has happened. We are just taking him away. We will just question him and release him to come back. So then that's the time I later saw Keita. He told me to embark on the vehicle. Then I boarded the vehicle. We went. When we reached, they told me to sit down in the parlor. I sat down. Later on, they called me in and I went in. Ebrima said, let me write my statement. I said to him, what statement? He said to me, you know what you did, write it. Himself and Babakar Trawale. I said to them, what have we done? We have a right to talk. What have we done? So, by that time, Amadou himself was there.
Amadou who?
Amadou Bojang.
What was Amadou in that team?
Amadou was their commander at that time.
What was
he was a captain. He was a captain.
Can you give us a description of this Amadou Bojang?
Amadou, for isala tamazero ni fono mole mu kenyadi le.
Amulungu benyadi. Amadou, how I saw him, maybe I can a bit different. He might be a little bit taller than me, and he might be a little bit heftier than me. He is somebody who has a very very serious face, and he is dark in complexion. Very wicked. Even if you look at his face, you will know that he is a very wicked man. He told me, if we are going to kill people, we will start with you. Because what you said, if that happens, then there will be a coup d'etat in this country. You are going to topple Yaya Jammeh's government. He said, we people here, you are older than all of us here, but you are the biggest liar here. You Mandinkas are very bad. Especially UDP supporters. Especially you UDP supporters. Even the lawyers in this country, half of them are all opposition members. They don't speak the truth and they don't like Yaya Jammeh's government. He said, if we are going to kill people, we will start with you. Then he went out.
So at this stage, did he cover his face?
No, he didn't cover his face at that time. But when he returned back, that was the time when he wore a mask. At that time, there was a black pipe on the wall. Babakar Trawale took up that pipe. So all these other guys surrounded me. I was in their middle. He was standing over me.
Who was standing over you?
I pipe
He took that pipe and started beating me.
Who did that?
Wale okay.
Babka Tarawale.
Babka Trole. If I want to get up, they will push me down.
And who will push you down?
Njumala ke njure ke dete duma. Niko be wulila.
Ebrima
Sise.
Alpha Bojang. Babka Singate.
And Babkar Singate.
So Babka Tarawale Kaldipa.
Babkar Travale was the guy beating me.
At this stage, where was Amadou Bojang?
Onyin tembenna. Wato mene beli paka nying Amadou Bojang ale.
I think he gave the order and went out. He went out.
Do you think or do you know?
Ya mirale bang for ya alone.
No alone because
I know because when he went out,
after Babkar Tarawale pipe
when Babkar Travale took up the pipe, these other people came and surrounded me. I was sitting down when this guy was beating me.
Most of about 20 to 25 minutes.
20 to 25 minutes.
Sometimes I estimate
it's an estimation. I didn't time it.
So later
on, I suffered from a very serious headache.
At this stage, where was Ibrahim?
Ibrahim
Sise.
This Ebrima Keita.
Ebrima Keita.
No,
he was not there. I think they were in the parlor. I was the only one with these people inside.
Because they
told lies because they said I didn't cooperate with them and these others cooperated with them. This is why. I told them, well, whatever is the case, you will kill me, but I will not write anything.
Because
I told them because I didn't do anything.
So when
I felt the pain intensely, I decided to pull the pipe from this guy's hand. I told him, my last younger brother can beat you.
So
when they realized that I am very angry, I pulled the pipe from this man's hand and threw it away on the wall.
So Then
Ebrima said, Fofana, sit down. Then I decided to sit down. Then he said, now I will write all your statement. I said, what I said. What I say is what you are going to write, but what Ebrima Jones said is all a lie. He said, I am the UDP intelligence man. I am the person who goes round. Even in the provinces to Nyomi and other areas, I am the person who goes round there. He said he doesn't know whether it was the UDP who was sponsoring me. I am the person who said that when the president is going for the farmer's store, let people come out. Even if they are going to kill everybody, they cannot kill the whole country. So that we can topple the government.
So
that's why their boss, Amadou Bojang, said that if they are going to kill people, I am going to be the first person that they will kill. He said to me, Fofana, do you know Bakausu?
Bakausu
Fofana. I said to him, he's my grandson because I am his mother's uncle. Because his mother is our elder sister. I asked him, what is it? He said he stayed at our village at Masembe himself and his father, plus his mother. Because of that, I have pity on you.
I heard those people in Masembe, when you beat them, they don't feel it.
Akaya menu be masembe. Ni lipa bukabu akalamu. I was aware of the beating. He said to me because at 3 o'clock, Amadou will give orders. As he said, we will take you people to the cemetery. He said he himself will kill you people, or he will give us orders for us to kill you.
So
proceed.
Then he wrote his own statement.
Because
what he wrote is not my statement. I don't have any interest in it, and I even didn't see it. They said I am a stubborn person. I don't cooperate with them. They said I am older than all of them there, but I am somebody who has no respect, and I am a rude person.
So
he said, so this time I mentioned, when that time comes, Amadou will come. He will dress himself like a ninja. And what he said, you will see him, and when you see him, you will see him as somebody who is drunk.
So Walter statement was
at the time he wrote that statement, he said, okay, go. I came to the main parlor to sit down there.
During the beating, did you sustain any injuries?
2016.
Yeah, it was in 2016. The beating was very severe. In fact, on my head there were swellings which appeared on my head. And in fact, after that, I suffered greatly before we left Bulldozer. Well, if somebody is standing at a distance away from me, I can see that there is a person, but I will not be able to recognize this person, whether a male or a female. Because I don't know what the problem was, but I was suffering from very severe headaches.
Did they hit you on the head?
Yes, on my head. He was beating mainly on my head.
So, Ebrima,
yes,
while you were sitting there in the parlor and he was taken inside, did you get to know what was happening to him inside?
Ebrima, what one minute be sirin salo do jada be kono do je. Fo ina na londa ba muna be muna ke kangala nu wato minute be kono do ba.
Nga kala mutakatumbe banta tumomin anka moile ko iba alapila nka pipe moile iba alapila.
Yes, when I was sitting there, I realized that they were beating him because I used to hear I heard him saying to Babukar, you people, why are you beating me? You are beating me. I heard the hose pipe they were using to beat him.
At this stage, were you beaten at all?
Il faut que vous l'ayez entendu, il faut y être fait en lipalaba.
Me, what I said before, initially when I went in, they didn't beat me. Well, I came out and I told him that I don't agree that you recorded us.
So another na fonye ko ila statement ngana statement nga afai minketa afai ko nimpa jallo le besiri.
Then he asked me my statement. I said, okay, I will narrate it to you. Then I narrated my statement to him, telling him that I was there sitting with Pajalo. That was the time when he told me to go outside and sit down there and wait for him.
But Musa Kangalo neko yo but ya lapi control because fongole ba moy kan ka ko I
know that Musa was beaten because he was shouting and he was saying to them, why are you beating me? Why are you beating me? You are beating me like this? I heard that.
So how did you
The beating.
Let's take it sequentially.
Okay.
How do you feel sitting there knowing that your friend and colleague was being tortured?
Akuya kuta ja nyadi le debe siri mo dingira mento ya mo iba bi si ido teri mai ba lipaka.
I was really angry. Because I was hearing what he was saying. You are beating me like this. Why are you beating me? I didn't like it a little bit.
So, Musa, what happened after you were taken out?
Musa, when
I was taken out, we were all sitting down outside. In the main parlor, that's where we were sitting. Myself and Keita, but Jallo has not yet arrived. But what she told me, that time was in mind. When I had the vehicle coming, I saw Amadou Bojang coming in. He was shouting. He was angry. He appeared very angry. Then I remembered what Sise said. I knew that this man is not. I knew that this man is not all himself now. He has either smoking cannabis or he drank some alcohol or he drank some pills. So he said, let them put pickaxes and spades inside the vehicle.
At this, who was he saying that to?
Was addressing that to others like Babakar Trawale, Ebrima Keita, Babakar Singate, Alpha Bojang. He was addressing those people. Because Mbemba really helped us there. Since my first arrival there, is the person who told me that. He told me that, well, 3 o'clock, these people are going to kill you. But don't tell anybody that I am the guy who informed you. Because if they know that I am the person who told you this, they might kill me myself or do something very dangerous to me. The reason why he told me that, because when he saw me, he was surprised. He asked me, Fofana, where are you from? I said to him, I'm from Jara Sankuya, but I'm resident at Bakote. That's where I was staying in my uncle's compound. He said to me, I also live at Bakote, but I live around the borehole. I said to him, Bakote borehole? He said, yes. I said to him, I have a friend, an age mate, who stays there with his white wife, a white woman called Musa Fofana. Well, I told him, in our relationship, he is my son. Because he's from the same compound with Bakausu.
Mr. Chair, may I just ask for 2 minutes to sort something out and then we'll proceed? Just 2 minutes. Or even 1, Mr. Chair. Just, please. Yes, thank you. Sorry about that, Mr. Chair. You were telling us about Babukar Tarawale. You've mentioned him several times. Can you describe him?
He's a person dark in complexion. He's a little bit taller than me. And he is heftier than me. I think he's a policeman.
Because when
going towards Latrikunda, the third road that appears behind official,
police post,
there was a police post there.
2 years ago,
this was 2 years ago. I think that's where he was posted.
There was a day when I
was going to walk.
Serakunda Marche,
the market at Serakunda.
Receptionist Omar.
I was going with one of our receptionists called Omar.
No Bitakan.
I was going with him. But then we met, but I recognized him at an early stage when I saw him.
Because
Because the dress I wore, he didn't realize that it is me. He didn't recognize me. When we met, the other guy called him. He is from London Corner, and that person I was going with also was staying at London Corner. He gave him his hand, and they shook hands. When he pointed his hand to me, I looked in his eyes. When he saw me, he felt guilty. Then the other guy said, Musa, what's it? I said to Musa, I said to my friend, ask him. Let's go, ask him. I said to him, what Bunjeng said? There is a day. Then we left. If I look behind me, our eyes will meet. When we took some distance, he asked me, bro, what has happened? I said to him, I'll later tell you. Because at that time, when I was in fact in this problem, I was working with some Moroccans.
The restaurant
I was working at one restaurant. I was the cashier and supervisor at that restaurant.
So
that's where I happened to meet a lot of government workers.
But let's go back to that day when you were being tortured. And this gentleman told you that at 3 a.m. Amadou Bojang is going to come and kill you or will instruct others to kill you. And later you had Amadou Bojang telling the guys to put the pickaxes and the shovels inside the vehicle. At this stage, where was Pa Alassane?
Around 2:30 towards 3 a.m.
It was around 2:30 towards 3 in the morning.
Before May 12th.
This can be, I can say it was on the day of May 12th.
It was after 12, huh?
Because it was after midnight.
So
daybreak.
Okay.
I'll come back.
Okay. So at this stage, Pa Alassane has not been brought here.
No.
Ebrima, where were you at this time at 3 a.m. or thereabout?
Ebrima,
on the 12th?
karotil tangani fula montoro wati
sitting room auto.
I was sitting at the sitting room.
Person sitting room.
That's where we spend the night, in the sitting room down there.
Did you hear Amadou Bojang when he arrived?
What
did you hear him say?
When he came, when he came, he was walking fast. And he was also shouting. That's how he instructed these guys. He called Ebrima Keita and others. Alpha Bojang. He told them to pick shovels and pickaxes on board the vehicle. Then I remembered what they said. I said, on the whole, this is true. That this night they will take us away and kill us. When Memba informed Musa about this, Musa also told me. So we were all thinking of that. So when he came in that manner, I said to myself, well, today is the day. Let's be prepared. These people are really, they are going to kill us.
And then what happened after that? What
happened later? They made us board that vehicle. That double cabin pickup. The way we went in,
double cabin or other cabin le konoto.
We were made to sit inside the double cabin.
Passenger cabin.
The passenger cabin.
Yes, the passenger cabin. That's where we sat.
Passenger side of the cabin.
Passenger side of the cabin. Behind the driver's seat.
Yeah, behind the driver's seat.
Okay. So in sandwich le.
And we were sandwiched.
Babukar Trawale beteng.
Babukar Trawale was on one side. Myself and Musa were in the
other side.
And Alpha was sitting on the other side.
So we were on Qatar.
So when we were going,
it was more slap like drunk Kantulo Musa.
They were slapping us all the way going.
And Tulo Musa Labala for Ntulo and Diminefo.
The way they were slapping us, it was really painful. My ear really pained me.
Around for 2 weeks, and
it took me almost 2 weeks. I was suffering from that pain in my ear.
In Sambo Yama fo Bade Koto, Yalong Holigam Nimbade Ko Manjam Fanyola, Besutiar in Yola.
They took us all the way to the cemetery. You know, Hogam is not far away from the cemetery.
Yes. At this stage, where was Amadou Bojang?
Intemben Amadou Bojang at the Bimintole.
At Amadou Lebe Moto Nyato.
He was the man sitting in front of the vehicle.
Did he know that you were being slapped?
Directly, he
is aware because he was sitting directly in front of us.
Did he say anything?
He didn't say anything.
Did he stop it?
He didn't stop them. He didn't tell them to stop beating us.
Musa, you were sitting directly behind Amadou, correct?
Musa, I was sitting Amadou Koma, Kodi.
The driver was it? Balkata was driving and the boat coma.
Okay, driver. Okay.
Balkata was driving. I was sitting.
I was driving a coma.
I was sitting behind the driver.
Amadou driver Bala.
Amadou was sitting next to the driver and I was sitting behind the driver.
Do you know for certain that Amadou knew that you were being slapped?
Very well. No, because he was hearing the slabs that they were. And the slapping was going on with talking. They went on telling us, we are going to kill you today. Nobody will ever see you people today again.
Did Amadou say anything against you or towards you?
So Amadou kuma sala ba men fo ku Allah ko to bang memalan ko abal dundal ba waran ba kuma fo memalan ko aba kelale de marangol di ba Allah karol
amon fe fo mu kunna ko to buka diam.
Amadou didn't say anything. Amadou is a wicked man. He didn't say even a single word.
Very wicked.
So Then what happened when you arrived at the cemetery?
Silang mana na gebira furata bade ko ro kaburo.
Ara mask bala so kabe ko jinjita.
He was wearing a mask.
Who was wearing a mask?
Amadu Bojang pistol babulu.
Amadu Bojang was wearing a mask and he was having a pistol.
Ako gale bunda ele.
He told the guys to open the doors.
Ebrima Sise.
That's Ebrima Sise.
Babukar Trawale.
Babukar Trawale.
Bemba Alpha Bojang.
Alpha Bojang.
Singate. Babukar Singate.
And Babukar Singate.
Babukar Trawale.
And Babukar Trawale.
Bunda soroli.
They said to him, but the doors are locked.
Which doors?
Bunda.
The cemetery doors were locked.
The gate of the Kanifing South Cemetery.
Exactly.
That's where you were taken.
Kanifing South la bade ko nying.
So ko gale bunda kati.
He told them to break down the doors of the cemetery.
Another for no allo I last word for now for the kata tadim coaching anato ninga fa ya ulu fa jala sari.
He told them, well, wait, I will give orders so that you can break down the doors and you can just kill them and throw them in the pits like dogs.
And Ebrima, what did you hear Amadou Bojang say during that period, whilst you were descended from the vehicle?
Ite munamwe Amadou Bojang memfo wato mena yal jindi nyumutol kono. Kuma kanwa memfo.
Ay mo jindi tumomi na kafu molere ko.
When we were made to alight from the vehicles, what he was saying was,
akomole ko bi ne kumo alalla last word also.
He said, if there is anything, you are going to say your last words. Today is going to be your last day in this world. That was the time when he talked to Musa.
What did he tell him?
I mean for Musa, ko Musa ko ite found.
What he said to Musa was that, well, what we are going to do is, we will kill him first. Said to him, well, when we open the door, you will go and dig your own grave. After you dig your own grave, we will put you inside the grave and kill you there. From there, we will come to Ebrima.
And that's what you were told, Musa?
Musa, you were for
he said to me, he said to his guys, Musa will go and dig his grave. If he turns to come towards us, I will kill him like a dog. You just take him and throw him inside the grave. Well, Allah is our witness, that's what he said.
So
he said to them all before that, in fact,
last word for follow.
Before you break the door, let him say his last words. He said to me, Fofana.
Last word.
He said, time is up. Say your last word. I wanted to run away. But if I run away, he will kill me.
Guy Captain.
I said to him, Captain. I said to him, I heard this from you, but I didn't hear it from Allah. He said to me, Fofana. But you are a stubborn person. God? My people beat you up to the point of you nearly died. Until now, you are still stubborn. You, where do you come from? Which Fofana? From where do you hail from?
Because
I know that he's from Nyomi. Then I knew that is the time when I knew that Allah has come. I said to him, I am from Jara. Sankuya. Then he said, Then that's the time when he took off his mask. He took out a bullet from his gun, from his pistol. He told his people to leave the door. He told his people, if I kill this man, they will kill me. And if anything happens here, well, everything will be. If we kill Ebrima Keita, this man will reveal everything to the world. Because if we release this man and kill Keita, this man will betray us and reveal what has happened. He said, now killing, we've decided to cancel the killing. Then I said, thanks to Allah. I said to him, so you have cancelled the killing? He said, yes. He said to me, my bantamate. He said to me, now go and look for lawyers. We will make sure that we will jail you people for life. That also I told him I had it from you, but not from Allah. He said, I said yes. They said, between Nyomi and Jara? I said yes. Okay. He said, okay.
Ibrahim, did you hear this conversation?
I was listening. I was there. I was standing. I heard all what he was saying. Where I was at that instant, what I thought was that after they kill Musa, they will come to me and kill me too. And one thing, when we were going towards the cemetery, when we were sandwiched, when we came all the way near the cemetery, the thought that came to me was, my mind went to my last child. My mind was permanently on that boy. I said to myself, well, these people are going to kill us. I cannot say anything else, but that day was really a hard day for us.
How did you feel when he said that they are putting off the killing?
Well, at that instant, I didn't even believe as yet. Because they were having all these tools with them. What they can use to kill us. So later on, when he said that he has cancelled the killing, I was there, but I was really puzzled, of course. I was worried, yes. So I was also in a hurry so that we can leave the cemetery area.
And how did that happen, leaving the cemetery area?
So then
he said to us, let's board the vehicle again. I command the driver. He gave commands to the driver. He also boarded the vehicle. That's the time when we returned back to Bulldozer.
Were you handcuffed?
No,
no, we were not handcuffed.
Musa, were you handcuffed?
No, honey.
No, I was not handcuffed.
And what happened when you went back to Bulldozer?
When we arrived at Bulldozer, when we were approaching the gate with the security people who were there,
they found out all surprised.
Then I observed that these people were surprised. Because when they had the vehicle, they all turned and looked at us. I looked at them and I said to myself, really? These people on the whole, they kill people here.
Because Kanifing
Imam, I used to hear his talks over the radio at that time.
So after another
After his case, then that was the time when our case came up. Then I realized that truly these people used to kill people.
So
the security people opened the gates. That's how we went in. But when we boarded the vehicle at the cemetery and when we were coming back, Amadou himself, I think he was ashamed because his head was bent. This is how we went in.
From there,
then we all alighted from the vehicle. Then he left us and went to his office. When he bent his head and he's walking, you will think that it's a bull which is going.
Because
you look at him and think that this man is not really correct. How can you look at a person and tell him that I'm going to kill you?
So
after all that, in the morning, we were there.
Ebrima,
right.
All this period, were you given anything to eat?
During our stay at that
this time, this second day, were you given anything to eat?
No, I cannot remember where we ate. What I knew when it was daybreak, that was the time they brought half bread and butter. They called us and said, let's go and have breakfast.
Were you the only two detainees at Holgam bulldozers at this time?
Oh, what a lot of bulldozer. Oh, what a
well, there was someone else who was under custody, but I think that person is a criminal. A tall guy. I think that man used to steal or a thief. Like if they bring him there, when they release him, before a week they'll bring him back. I heard that there being said. When we were there, what we usually witness at night is that usually they will go out, and when coming back they will come with a lot of people who they will bring into the place there.
Okay. So that second day, were you the only two people there, or did they bring somebody else with regards to your case?
The
second day? Yes.
I think Pajalo was brought the following day. They brought Pajalo there.
And what happened when they brought Pajalo?
Just as I went with them to go and collect Musa, I think the same thing happened. Musa with them to go and pick up Pajalo.
Musa, did you go with them to pick up
Pajalo?
Yes, they said to me, let me go with them so that I can show them where Pajalo lives. I said to them, no, I will not go because I don't know the place. That was the time when they started talking to me. They sat by me and said, Musa, stop that, let's go, just show us the place where he lives. I said to them, well, I don't know his home. When we go, it will be in vain because I don't know where he lives. And truly speaking, at that time, I didn't know where he lives. What he used to tell me is I live around the coastal road, around the new mosque when going towards Yundum. That's the area where I live. That's what he just tells me. So they said I should go with them. I said, okay, let's go. So I boarded the pickup. We went. But these people behave like madmen because the way they drive, full speed. They always run at top speed. Because in the end, I became fearful for my life because near that main Johnson, a little bit, we were about to have an accident there. Taxi driver, the taxi driver was going and they wanted to overtake him because that man didn't know them. He didn't give them the way. In fact, they nearly brought a problem for him. So full speed. That's how we went. They were going at full speed. We went all the way to Sukuta. When we passed the garage near the mosque, after one-story building, on your right, after the second-story building on the right, after that second junction, there is a junction and the compound called Chamkunda. That's where I was living. And that's where Doctor's Pharmacy was also located. So when Pajalo comes and passes by and finds us brewing China green tea or attire, that's where he usually sits with us. But at that time, he was not aware that we were already arrested. So when we were coming, I saw him get up from the compound gate and he was going away. So I figured Ebrima John communicate. So at that time, Babkat Trawale was communicating with Ebrima John. I was sitting next to Babkat Trawale. I heard Ebrima John's voice describing the shirt that Pajalo wore. Because a very bad man, he sits in his house, lock his door. Because his door is a metal door, but it has glass somewhere around the door. That's where he sits to peep outside. And this old man is a very lively man. When he sits with us, he chats with us, laughing all the time. So maybe so I think he heard that man's voice. Then I think that's the time he called the man and told him that this old man going away is the very man. He told them, he asked them, who are you with inside the vehicle? They said to Musa Fofana. He told them, Musa Fofana will not cooperate with you. Just follow the man as I described him. Follow him. He described the type of dress that the old man was wearing. It was a white gown, white hat, plus white scarf. Dark brown. Dark brown. Okay, dark brown. Both shirt, trouser, scarf, and hat. So they asked me, Fofana, really, you don't know this man? I said to them, I haven't seen him. And by that time he was talking, they were communicating on the phone. He was saying to the guys, just take the road, just follow the road, follow him. went all the way to the place where they used to split woods just by the roadside. After passing that place, if you go a little bit further, you will come to a story building where the Sarahulis have their mosque. These people are really bad. We went all the way until when they saw this old man, just like if the old man is like this, he drove the vehicle all the way up to next, just very close to the old man.
So
and old man, so many people knew him. So sometimes when he's walking, people will give him a lift. So some people told him that, well, your people are just by your side. He was laughing and said, well, my people are here. He just got hold of the door. They opened the door for him. Then Keita said to him, oh, Pabi, are you going home? They said to him, okay, let's go, we will take you. He sat down on board the vehicle. They said to him, Pabi, then when they read Musa, I said to him, I called you before, but you didn't answer. He said, well, when I saw these people, I became suspicious. I don't understand them. So this is why when you called me, I was unable to hear you.
So if traffic light,
they pretended that if they were going towards the traffic lights, so after they went for some time and they got space where they can turn around,
turned up very quick.
They turned very quickly,
but full speed,
and they went into full speed. The old man was sitting and he shook his head. I think that was the time when he became suspicious. Then I realized that maybe this man is angry, so there is no need for me to talk to him anymore. This is how we went all the way to Bulldozer. After they alighted, I also alighted, then the old man also alighted from the vehicle. At the time he looked at me and said, ah, Musa, on the whole we are here. I said, yes. I said to him, I called you several times, but you didn't answer. He said, well, I don't understand these people. In fact, I didn't hear your calls. This is how we went until we entered the parlor. They said to him, we need you, go in. They told me to sit down. I sat down and they went in with the old man. I didn't hear any noise, I didn't hear anything. But I was all the time listening, thinking of what's going to happen next. I didn't hear anything. After some time, he came out. He sat down. He said to me, well, these people, what they asked me, is it the same thing that they asked you? Then I said to him, what did they ask you about? He said to me, of the three of us, how is it possible for us to organize a coup d'etat here?
Ebrima, at this stage, where were you?
I was also sitting down there.
And what happened? As you were seated there?
He was talking to Musa and narrating what transpired inside. That's what he was telling Musa.
Musa, did anything happen to the old man while inside that room?
Musa,
no, nothing happened to him because he told me that they didn't beat him. But he said these people are very rude people. And he said they were telling him to take off his hat. I said, oh, that's what they were telling you? He said, yes. I said to him, well, these people will not end well. Because Because somebody who is an elderly, whether you are a Muslim or not, youngsters should always respect elderly people. This is how our elders brought us up. But I said to him, no, okay, let's go and see how these people will end.
Did they release you?
No, they didn't leave us.
Ebrima, what happened next?
We
are staying there at Bulldozer. I didn't count the days, but I think I think we spent 3 weeks and some days there.
Where were you sleeping during that period?
What will be covering in
the first day, we spent the night in the parlor there, in the main parlor.
Within Bulldozer farm.
On the whole, within Bulldozer there, there is a place where they put people in. It's just like a cell. But what happened? The place has no floor and it was muddy inside there. And it was wet. So well, they said that's where we should go and sleep. I think somebody left them and went to Amadou and informed them. And he told them that definitely the place where we want to take these people to spend the night, I don't think that place is ideal for them. As the time when they themselves went to inspect the place, then they came and told us that, okay, let's wait for Amadou. So bring Amadou. When Amadou came back, they were inside there and they discussed amongst themselves. So immigration officer. There was an immigration officer amongst them called Alpha Bojang. A short man. They assigned him to us. And in driver. Plus a driver. We boarded a vehicle. They took us to a cell. I think that first cell. Canifing police station. I think it's in Canifing. Police station there was a police station just near Canifing there. That's where they took us. So after that, we spent the night there till daybreak. They came back to pick us up. So after that, daytime Bulldozer from morning up to let's say 8 o'clock. Now 8 o'clock news killer. I think from then on we used to stay at Bulldozer from morning until around 8 till after the 8 o'clock news. After news time, that's the time when they take us to the cells. So when they are taking us to the cells, we don't all go into one cell. They separate us. Sometimes sometimes I'll spend the night at Manjai cell. Okay, that's how we were. 12 midnight, no, around 2, 3, 4 mafa. Maybe around 2, 3 or 4 before daybreak. Not a police officer doji. Then I saw one police officer there. Abuta Janjambure, Georgetown. He's from Janjambure, Georgetown. Our tribe is a Manswanka. But he's a Manswanka. Station officer. On the whole, he was the station officer there. That's the time when I talked to him. I said to him, I want to talk to my brother Momodu Sidibe. Then he gave me a mobile phone before the arrival of our people. Now brother communicator. I communicated with my brother. Then I told him to tell my people that today I spent the night at Manjai police. I am a bulldozer. That's the time he told me we looked for you at every place, but we didn't know where you were.
In which cells have you spent the night during that period?
Yela sel jumala kono wato kono.
Ngalla Kanifing police station la cell to ngallaje.
I spent the night at Kanifing police station, the cell there. I spent the night in that cell.
Ngalla Manjai.
I spent the night also in Manjai.
Manjai Kunda.
At Manjai Kunda.
Mutaje ngalla Bakote police station or cell of
I spent the night at a cell in Manjai Kunda. Bakote.
Mota Bakote.
From Bakote.
Ngalla Kotu police station.
I spent the night at Kotu police station.
Mutaje Farang.
From there.
Ngalla Kairaba station.
I spent the night at Kairaba station.
But you cell all bay.
But all these cells.
Cell mingena dangerous to Gambia cell all bay within this area.
The most dangerous cell in the Gambia within this area.
Olum Kotu cell te.
That's the cell at Kotu.
Because the Kotu cell at Adinkatale.
Because the Kotu cell is deep down. Where the door is and where the hole is is very far up.
And can dundi jenka fole ko ni mbaluta bitum wolom ni ngalon ko fombe balula fonte balula mbuka wolom.
Because whenever I was going down that cell, I always think whether I will survive or not.
How many times were you taken there to the Kotu cell?
The Kotu cell.
Wari jalla mi ke sambaje.
Ntenga first round o ke ngalla Kotu cell. Na second round o fanang.
My first round, I spent the night at Kotu cell, and my second round, my second round, I spent the night at Kotu. In fact, they wanted to take Musa to Kotu cell. And they cancelled that. Because I wanted to refuse, because I know the way Kotu cell was. Because that's the time when the driver he said to me, Uncle, I'm just ashamed of you. If I am not ashamed of you, when we handle you here, that's the time when I complied. Twice I spent the night at Kotu station.
Musa, did you spend the time?
Interestingly, sorry, let me mention this.
Interestingly,
go ahead.
When they
are taking people to these cells,
when we
arrive at the police station, they book us.
They can book a red pen.
They book us with a red pen.
And then they can indicate incommunicado.
And what they indicate there is incommunicado. When we are there, they don't want us to talk or discuss with anybody.
Now observe, you can book in red pen.
That's what I observed for all these cells. They book us with a red pen.
Incommunicado.
And they write incommunicado there.
Musa, did you also make a tour of all these cells in the Greater Banjul area?
Yeah, that's the same thing was done to me.
First night,
I was taken to Manjai. When we went to the station, they said, no, this place is not safe for Musa. Musa cannot be here. But by the grace of Allah, wherever we go, if we don't meet somebody from Jara there, you will see somebody with the surname of Fofana. And they were worried about me.
So
they said I cannot be kept there. They said let's go back to Kanifing. When we came back to Kanifing, and there was somebody called Sidi Fofana. That person is a niece to my wife, a nephew to my wife.
So
they said we should go to Kotu. We went to Kotu.
So Alpha Bojang Station officer
He went and talked to the station officer.
I
don't know what he told him. He said to me, Fofana, the juju you wearing around your waist, take it off.
I hope this is not one you took from Masembe.
No. He said, he told me to take it off, then I took it off. I said to him, does it here? He wanted to put it down. I said to him, if you put this down, whatever you see, it is what will happen to you.
It will turn into a snake.
Then he told me, look, here is your charm. I took the juju and I tied it on my wrist again.
So policeman
They wanted to leave, but the policeman said to me, Fofana, do you know Afang Ansumana Fofana? I said to him, he's my younger brother.
Okay, no problem.
He said, okay, no problem.
Alpha
I said to Alpha, the man is safe here, you just go. He said to me, my elder man. Afang is my elder man and you will not have any problems here. He opened the cell. They put me inside. The other prisoners I found in there. The place was smelling with cigarette smoke and also with urine. They said to me, what brought you here? I said to them, I just saw myself here. But they said to me, but you are not that kind of people who should be kept here. And the officer had, at that time, the officer had already told me, whenever you want to go to the restroom, just knock the door, I'll open the door for you. Because I observed that those inside the cell, the people I found in there, they used to have a water container. That's where they put their urine in. Some of them were just urinating on the floor. I locked the door. The man opened the door. He asked me what is the problem. I said to him, I want to pray the last prayers. He said, okay, come. He said to me, please don't disgrace me, don't go anywhere. I said, I'm not going to anywhere. After I prayed, I went to him and I told him that I am ready. He said to me, okay, just sit down here.
Around 4-5.
We sat down there and chatted until around 4-5. I said to him, open the door, let me go in. These people are madmen. He opened the door and I went inside.
Around 8 or 9.
That's where we were until around 8 or 9. The morning, so these people came. They took me to bulldozer.
So how many cells did you spend the night in the vicinity?
I spent the night at Kotu. Kanifing.
Karaba
Station.
And bulldozer
and at bulldozer itself.
How about Alpha?
Karaba.
He also was at Kairaba.
Anything. I was
aware of these two, but the other nights I don't know where he
So for how long were you held in this condition? Ebrima? Throughout the period of your detention?
For bulldozer Nimmal Karoki Jamin, it may be up to 3 weeks, 4 days.
Just what I can say is that we might have spent 3 weeks, 4 days there.
Then
later on we were bailed.
Because
Because what happened?
Kabring Fenke Atodun Ahmad Bojan Nata decide ko puru sai Molbita ben Sambala ben hand over the prosecution.
Because when Amadou Bojan decided that we will be handed over to the prosecution, that was the morning when he was saying that all the lawyers are opposition members. So he said we will take you people directly to prosecution. We spent almost 3 to 4 weeks there. When we were granted bail, we were taken to prosecution. We found somebody there.
The head of the prosecution.
That's the head of the prosecution unit.
State prosecution service or police prosecution?
Police prosecution service. I don't head.
That's the head of the police prosecution service.
One Mr. Ture.
They call him Mr. Ture.
I guess because staff will be. He's a tall man.
Because he's a tall man. I think he's taller than all members of his staff.
So atele mol kabrim futatama.
Because when I went to him,
Musa and Palasana.
Myself and Musa and Pa Alasan.
I mol command ala office okono.
He called us into his office.
I mol nyininka.
He questioned us.
So ngakul be satai.
He narrated everything to him.
Bring a call be satai.
After narrating everything to him,
atafanko moleko.
He himself told us that.
He
said to us, do you know what's going on? He said to me, all this, they are fighting the Mandinkas. He said to me, the person who brought you here, Amadou Bojan.
Imagine a senior man like myself, I am putting on white. Is it OC or commander? The police, those who put on white.
Well, look, a senior man like me.
Amadou Bojan once called him to tell him that he's going to let him come. He is coming to arrest him.
So one day Amadou Bojan called him and said to him that he is coming to arrest him.
Amadou Bojan, I'm your senior. You cannot arrest me.
Then that's the time when he told Amadou Bojan, I am your senior. You cannot arrest me. Then he told us later that what I will do is I will provide a vehicle for you.
Later, police station or Minton.
I think the police station we first went to. We didn't stop there. I think that day we went all the way to
Serakunda police station.
If I can remember, we started at the Serakunda police station. Those people referred us to Brikama. When we reached Brikama,
a station officer the
station officer that we found there, he also said the case is not for that place. They said we should have gone to the Brusubi police station. That's the time we went to the Brusubi police station.
So me receive photo.
The person who received us there,
one Amadou Keita,
was somebody, one Amadou Keita.
He's also a very tall guy.
Also a very tall guy.
Atalon prosecution from OCTJ. Officer in charge of prosecution there.
He is the man in charge of prosecution there.
So on the whole Brusubi police station around 1 month some weeks.
We also spent 1 month some weeks at the Brusubi police station.
Culminatively,
if you check the whole thing in a community,
3 months so kela detention okono.
We were very close to 3 months.
Because in the Brusubi police station
because when we were at the Brusubi police station,
magistrate court.
We lived there and go and attend our trial at Bundung Magistrates Court.
So sometimes new Amadou Keita found kabrini dunta ambulata daje.
So this Amadou Keita, when we went there and met him there,
nata itan diala control manke criminality.
We showed him that we were not criminals.
Nata itan diala te found more Keita moti mi alon ka jenum because I live at Salaji. I just transferred to Salaji to my
Then I showed him that I decided to transfer to my compound at Salaji.
Ila wife is a wife and in ala sister
Then I told him that your wife and your sister,
ala wife la sister,
your wife's sister,
sympathy soto nyedonka ala wife la sister na do ko ke Brufut Health Center, and
so that he can have sympathy on me. I told him that your wife's sister once worked with me at the Brufut Health Center, Brusubi Health Center. But all that, he didn't even listen to me.
So
we were there.
Every time someone
he is the person every day when day breaks,
Magistrate Court.
He will take us to Bundum Magistrate's Court.
One thing special interest on the case.
One thing I don't know the reason why he had this special interest in our case.
But communicate on phone.
But we realized that he's always communicating with Amadou on telephone.
What were you charged with?
Me charge me sedition.
They said they charged us with sedition.
Musa, do you recall at which stage you were charged? After how long?
The time when I was in detention.
Throughout the 3 weeks you were at Holgam, were you charged?
Holgam for Malanka, Brusubi Station.
They didn't charge us at Holgam, but when we went to Brusubi Station,
court attend Bundu.
That's where we were, so we lived there and go and attend the court at Bundu.
So now I'm charged sedition.
Then we were charged with sedition.
And the other charge is something
related to inducing for violence I don't know. But the second count we are
even Ablai
Fati was our lawyer because we took Lamin S. Kamara as our lawyer of Dandemayo.
Lamin S. Kamara
lawyer,
and then it was Ablai Fati who took up the case.
It was Ablai Fati,
in fact, I think we saw him this morning here. So all along, Ablai Fati was presiding over our case.
All along, Ablai Fati was presiding over our case.
Was conducting your defense.
Oh yes, he was conducting our defense.
Yes.
Then
he became somebody who really helped us.
We were going and coming to court and going back to Brusubi.
Because we were going and coming to court and back to Brusubi.
Amadou Keita was so much interested in our case.
Then I later realized that Amadou Keita was so interested in our case.
Sometimes police motor from Panta.
Sometimes, if the police vehicle breaks down, he will take his own police station. He will take his own vehicle and take us to Bundu police station.
Sometimes when we arrive at Bundu station before court starts.
And what happens when we arrive at Bundu police station before the court starts? He will take us into the cell in there also. So that we will wait in the cells until the time comes when we are supposed to appear in court.
Condition is one of the worst.
And the condition of those cells at Bundu were among the worst. Because the place you find feces, urine and other things there, and sometimes the people who are packed inside that cell. Amadou Keita was a terror to us.
Definitely. And
at what stage were you granted bail? After how long?
Because in Tata court nearly 1 year.
We are going to court for almost 1 year.
1 year.
At what stage were you granted bail?
The bail was at, like we are going to court with, like I said, it was lawyer Fati who was conducting our case. So,
lawyer Fati
signed in total for about 1 month, 1 month for 2 months. Second month. The second month, na lawyer
I think it was in the second month when our lawyer was able to grant to make things so that
eventually what happened to your case, Musa?
The case in the
case was thrown out.
When was that? When did that happen?
When the new government
when the new government took over.
How did you feel?
We were very happy with that. Because we knew that they were not truthful.
And where is Pa Alasan?
Yes, he was alive.
Where is he?
Signed October on the 3rd Labanda.
He passed away on the 3rd of October.
Right.
Because when we were in the cell, well, we realized that his feet get swollen. I said to him, because what you used to tell us is that you are used to walking and now you don't have that chance to walk. I said to him, so at this place here, you should be walking around as usual.
So now,
so when he does that walking, well, the swelling on his legs goes down a little bit. But sometimes his legs will be so swollen that it will be shiny.
Ebrima, right. How do you feel about all this?
It was really difficult.
Definitely,
something very difficult. I felt it, but well, what I realized, what I took is that, well, this has been destined by Allah.
Because
because I'm somebody who doesn't know anything about police. I've never been arrested or taken to the police. Since I was a young boy, up to the time this thing happened. I saw myself in a problem like this, locking me up. 2 or 3 months. It's something that I was very bad about. It was very unhappy about. But I decided to have faith in Allah.
And Musa, you also blame God for being put in jail?
No,
I didn't blame Allah in that way, but whatever happens to the human being, one can say that it was a destination, it was destined by Allah. Because if you look at it, these people are very wicked.
And who do you blame? Who do you say is the wicked one amongst them?
Ebrima John and Ahmad Bojang.
Ebrima John and Ahmad Bojang. If there is a third person, Babukar Traore. Because that's the man who created these problems for me.
Right.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. No further questions for these witnesses.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Counsel, and thank you, Mr. Keita and Mr. Fofana, for your testimony.
Chairman ko inumbarabake Counsel, inumbarabake Mr. Fofana, inumbarabake Mr. Keita, Allah said and
Mr. Fofana, you didn't bring in any juju with you today, you?
He said he tied some. That same juju is still with me.
Well, but you are in a friendly environment here, I can assure you that. But before I turn to the commissioners, if they have any questions to ask you, I just want one small clarification from both of you. I'll take you back to the Carnifing South Cemetery when you were taken there 3 o'clock in the morning. You're on Milsamba. pickaxe and payload.
When they said they were going to kill you people, the shovels and pickaxes, the things that they took along with them,
alfutata je wati me ye kaburo dinko ni ya sinebang foi ma simfolo be baton kanne alfa inana dinko sin ya sarenye.
When you arrive there, were the graves already dug, or they were waiting until after they kill you, then they will dig the graves?
Kabudingo imasim.
The graves were not dug.
Because Amal Boyan in the Fako.
Because what Amadou Boyan said was, said then when they are killing, they are going to start with me.
Then you can last word.
He will ask me my last word. If I say that, he will break down the door of the cemetery because the door was locked. After they break down the doors of the cemetery, I personally will go and dig my own grave.
So
after digging it up, if I turn, he said he was going to break my head. After that, they will throw me inside the pit and bury me. That's the time when I said to him, I said to him, Captain, I had this from you, but not from Allah. He said to me, you are a very stubborn person. You are older than all of us here, but you are the most rude person amongst us here. He said, but I will kill you like, you will know more, you will be no more in this world. I said to him, I've heard it from you, but not from Allah. He said to me, Fofana, where are you from? I said to him, Jara Sankuya. That's the time he took off his mask. He took out the bullet from his gun and said to me, if I kill you, they will kill me too. He said to me, I am also from Yomi. He said to me, but my bantamate, go and look for a lawyer. We will take you to the court. After your trial, we will lock you up for life. I said the same thing to him. I've heard it from you, but I didn't hear it from Allah. I said to him, well, now, if you look at things, Allah has done his judgment. That's how things happen.
Thank you. The second clarification I want is when you were with this chaps at the cemetery, did you hear any conversation among them?
Sorry, manje fam.
Wala nyindi brali be kaburoto je nyimmolu men yali samba je falni ka chatala ni diam dare bang.
Waram fali diam kan la diam mo idam mount.
Ay da mo tem ya.
An tama diam kan mawol inna lillahi wal be nyam mawol buka diam.
Batum bina mbengini karo men kala natali diam mo yitema. Fo aliamu le bang me ya lon ko asimiro ka tel ka fa ko nyil manke nyil la na foloti o kabro nyinto. Lafta lon na le fo tumando batale kacha me moy fo nyil ne kana nyin kaburo to le ban ye mol sare njele ba ye mol fa ko lafta tel fa la nyamente yol sare nje andu ntel lafta lon na me mel nyin kan mo male be damento nar kaburo nyinto mol be bade njele mel ya lon ko mo wala ko wollon tumando baton si wol la bula si bula wala ko wollon ya fa atel le fen ko nyim fo kacha ali amo nyil damang te man ban fal man fe moy.
Before what the chairman is asking, among themselves, the guys who took you there, among themselves, their discussions, did you hear anything which will reveal to you that these people, they are used to coming here? Because it might be possible that some other people were killed, those who disappeared. Maybe they have killed them and buried them inside that cemetery when people were not aware or people didn't know their whereabouts. So this is why he's asking the discussions among themselves whether you can pick up something from them which will show you that, well, these people are used to coming here and they've already brought other people here whom they killed and buried here. This is what he's asking about.
Splendid translation, Mr. Mane. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Lume ko do fala fe manam fay samanam besalba kono je.
The day they wanted to kill us, when they brought us to the main parlor,
Belari suba sal kola.
We were there until after the dawn prayers.
Very early in the morning.
Very early in the morning. One man came there, a soldier man. When he arrived and greeted us, he asked us, are these the corpses that are here? Somebody said to him, no. He said to him, it is Fofana and Keita. Well, we cancelled the killings. I heard that. But I witnessed that. Or this man who came, this person, I don't know him. Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Keita, you have anything to add on to what Mr. Fofana just said?
Mr. Keita, Mr. Fofana la kumo kambang.
Fofana fonyame wolomde katu tonya
just as Fofana said, that's it, because truly speaking
malum fo ndelbe wato minto wodlato kadu niko e sambadlato pour kate fa,
because the time we spent there, in that time, because if they tell you that they are going to take you to somewhere and kill you,
e katara silanya do kono oldo ngajele do bije isabata molla le damma bari komi ikatara silanya do kono maybe man ila kacha man meje kacha la dal.
You are always in fear. So because of that fear, sometimes you will not even listen to them. You will not be interested. So maybe this is why we were unable to pick up what all they were saying at that place.
Won ngajele wati wato kono da isabata molla lundo mandi kabiri ni Musa pareta diamola damol kachata.
After they discussed with Musa, they went away from us. They put distance between us, and they were discussing amongst themselves there.
But I
didn't hear what they were saying at that point. That was the time when they told us to board the vehicles and come back.
Thank you very much indeed. Commissioners, if you have any questions, please indicate. Deputy Chair, you have the floor.
Chairman Nolanko Lafta Nyininka Rokela.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Esa. Thank you, Mr. Fofana and Mr. Keita.
I chairperson, I chairman Numbara, I lead council Numbara, Ako Keita, and Musa and Ebrima Akali Numbara.
Your experience is very chilling.
And
we're really sorry.
Between Al-Salih Hakebo Indi.
I have 3 small questions. One is not really a question, 2 questions and 1 statement. The one is in connection with Pa Alassane. What year did he die?
Pa Alassane la quality of Abanta Sangimale. Alassane last year Abanta, August on the 3rd. He passed away last year on the 3rd of August.
2020.
Well, in 2020 summer.
Exactly, yeah.
Yes.
Now the other one is in relationship with the officers from the customs and the immigration.
Domo kuleti mentilinta ni molu la melu bata customs na duani bundala and immigration.
One would not normally associate such institutions with people who mete out torture to other people.
Mota mera la ko do kulalu melu bata nyindinkira fuloto wolisike moti me yalon ko wolebe molu mutala ke balajato tajire ya ke tilimbalia.
Yet you have indicated that they participated in your torture.
Can
one of you please confirm this?
Yes, on that side. Because it happened because I know that if I tell lies here, I will one day leave this world and I will go to my Creator. I am a Muslim and I know the Quran. I will not come here and tell lies. They did it. They did it. They did it.
Because they did it to me.
Babukar
Traore,
Ibrahima
Cisse,
Mbemba
Bojang,
Babukar Singate.
And Babukar Singate. Yes.
Alpha Bojang, sorry, not Mbemba Bojang. Alpha Bojang.
Not Mbemba Bojang, somebody called Alpha Bojang.
Mbemba
was somebody who really helped us there. In fact, when they were doing this to us, he was very angry. You can see it in his eyes. He was standing aside and looking very angry.
After
this whole episode,
always,
whenever he's going for weekends, he will come and park his private around our place and chat with us for some time.
But
these others, they run away from us. Yes. This is how it happened.
Thank you. I wanted this confirmation for the simple reason that we're looking at institutional reforms.
Alimbara, niaja ngani kumonyininka, mbe mirakan anin lafta kolu menu tamandila, wale mkafalimunati do kubunda lula.
And it is really amazing how people would step out of their normal duties.
Nyinketa tere makuti, molu sibo, ila do kolu ila nyantolu, nyanta menkele ila do kolu la, purke blodu ndi kuda lukolome ya lonko, unila do ko jamfata nyola.
To carry out tasks that were not assigned to them.
Purka kulu ke menya lonko imebulala.
Now the final one is the statement that I want to make.
Kumalaba ngole lafta kalimo memfola.
Is that there is much value in our African traditions.
Wole mnyinti na mofindu tara kolu. You have
described Amadou Bojang as a very evil person. But in spite of his evilness, he was able to respect the joking relationship that existed between your two, the Jarankas and the Jarankas.
wo sanawiya membe jara ni nyomi tema wo dalilo le yasabu anata falin
to the extent that he cancelled your execution.
Hanfo anata Allah faro fango bai.
I think this is something really commendable for our cultures.
Ngamira nyi mukuleti mo si jairo kemen nanna adolu la karola
that we are able to
hanfo ayakendi
respect them and abide by them.
Ne bunya nkasong no adolu tamandila.
The commissioner responsible for reconciliation,
Commissioner Jalo memmarta sainyoka ngo Kenyala.
I'm sure that he will use this tradition
to
promote healing and reconciliation in our country. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Amadou.
Amomfa physically.
He is not yet dead physically.
Because no Amomfa.
He didn't kill us.
But Musa Fofana.
But one can say he killed us in another way. Because I was building a compound, but up to now I cannot complete it. Because my kids or my children also, the way I wanted to educate them, I was unable to complete. My second son, Modlamin Fofana, is even here. He's 24 years old now.
June on the 3rd, over 27 shortly.
My elder daughter, June 27, she will be 27 years in June. June on the
3rd.
June on the 3rd, she will be 27 years old. The way I wanted to educate them, they were unable to go ahead with that education. This is the reason why I took Modlamin and gave it to one Senegalese who taught him how to become a tailor. He can do all types of sewing. I wanted to buy a sewing machine for him. But I cannot do it because I'm not working.
So now Fatou,
my daughter Fatou,
Now you control grade 12 bang.
They all completed grade 12.
Left side nursing ke.
I want them to do nursing.
But I can't left furula.
But she said she wanted to get married.
So I
knew that if I don't allow her to get married, that's going to be sinful for me.
So
then, with the help of Allah, she got married. She has a son 1 year, 7 months now. My house
almost about halfway.
It's almost halfway.
If
had it not been for this bulldozer problem, because the money I kept aside for that building, the structure will be completed and it will be only the finishing touches that will be left.
Because of this problem,
because of this problem going and coming, my wife was running to every place. The way that she was taking care of the family, I was in jail. All the money went away in vain.
Nearly 21 years.
Up to this date, I'm still renting. About 21 years now, I'm still renting. I got a compound at Yuna, but still far from completion. Well, that building, and at the same time, Keita was also building.
I'm a co-starter of those. There was a day.
I think that's how everything started, because there was a day.
It was my day off.
It was my day off.
So when I
went to my house, the people were working there, and I took a video of the building. I showed it to Mr. Keita.
Because I
used to go with him to his compound at Salaji. It's not far away from us. He said to me, on the whole, you are also trying very well. You are doing little by little. I said, yes, I'm also on it bit by bit.
So the following day
I went to work.
After
so after that, when I was off on a certain day, he said to me, I said, well, I'm really worried. I asked him, what is the problem? He said to me one day, Ebrima John opened the door and showed me a mobile. And he said to me, do you think we are the only people building? Look at my building, I'm also building.
So it
was after this that all these bulldozer problems came in. This is how it happened.
Thank you. As if you have any further questions. Oh, please go ahead, Mr. Keita.
Mr. Keita,
verily, Katu Amadou Bojan na nyinko anin bulata nyim problem mo min kono.
Because Amadou Bojan's issue and the problem we found ourselves in,
akitantole setback balti na dunia kono.
It became a very, very serious setback for us in our life in this world.
Comme Madame Yako nyame Amadou Bojan yentol falem be balurin.
Just as the lady said, Amadou Bojan killed us, but still while we are still living.
Because
as for me, since we came out of this problem,
hypertension developed.
I developed hypertension.
Diabetes developed.
I developed diabetes.
Up
to the amount of money I spent on these problems is endless for me.
Dr. Ahmed Seka was following diagnosed diabetes.
It was Dr. Ahmed Seka was the first person who diagnosed me for diabetes and hypertension.
And one Dr. Dafe also at the SOS Mother and Child Clinic. And
one Dr. Dafe at the SOS Mother and Child Clinic. That's where I used to work. So since that day, sometimes they used to admit me at the hospital. They will tell me your sugar level has really gone up. They stopped me from eating sugar. I don't know the sweetness of sugar nowadays. I depend on this thing. That's what he said. Well, if you look at it, Amadou killed us when we are alive. Na Dr. Ahmad Sek. What my Dr. Ahmad Sek told me.
In fact, condition of drum pour kal samba bade ko to katal fa.
This condition, just taking you to the cemetery, saying that they are going to kill you. That was the shock which made you people to develop these problems. Where I am, I'm very unhappy.
Because
today, even before coming in here,
paramedics introduced.
The paramedics who are here, in fact, the man introduced himself to me.
And later, for second half, Chief, you did not, why didn't you disclose yourself? No, I never wanted to disclose my identity to you first.
Yeah, because
I know blood pressure at moment now, my diastolic pressure was over 115.
Because when he took my blood pressure, my level was above 115.
The level that they looked at to indicate that you are hypertensive.
That's the level they look at to show that you are hypertensive.
And I know as a medical personnel,
I
can even walk out from here and then collapse and die. At the same spot.
And this was caused by the action of Amadou Bojang and others. People who took you to the cemetery and telling you that they are going to kill you. This is why I said nobody can make that look pretty.
Definitely.
He killed us, but still we are alive.
It is important that we try to make this point clear.
And it's very important.
Amadou
Bojang killed us, and we are alive. As just Musa has said, we were building. We went in a very bad way in our compound.
Because all the
money we had, we gave it to the lawyers. And when we were under detention, our people were going up and down, going to the marabouts. And
I am told damaged completely.
It completely damaged us. If anything to go by, we are alive, but we are just alive, just living by.
So Amadou Bojang quote jang.
So nobody can make Amadou Bojang's actions look.
I found it very necessary. It
is very important for us to come here and narrate our story.
Because in Sitale forward in victim center and statement or the journal.
Because we gave our statements at an early stage at the victim center. But what happened was that we didn't hear anything about us. Sometimes, time to time, I come here with Musa.
For the last week, bring break Baba
until during one of our trips to come here, it was the day that Baba Sao was testifying. We tried and went near Esafal as much as possible.
Because I know that Esafal is a brother.
Myself, I was living at Kanifing South, and I knew that Esafal is a brother.
And he knows my late brother very well.
And he knows, I am bading along Mentambita.
Because Gambia is a small country. My late brother was moving with Esafal's brother. So
this is why I said to myself, let's go nearer this place and try by all means so that our case will come up, or else why they might leave us behind. Since these people did this to us, they all ran away from us, just as Musa said.
It was that man, Bemba Bojang,
it was Mbemba Bojang,
who disclosed to us that we were going to be killed that night.
Who is
the very person Nakata Gunjur for Akata weekend la Gunjur.
If the same person, whenever he's going for weekends to Gunjur,
Abe Loland Beldorin Dama in Konton Nai Kachadumandi 5-10 minutes Ainata.
He will stop at our place, chat with us for some time, exchange greetings, and he will later go.
Other than that,
Mote
economy alonko we kabinyin ko hapunta, we set an eye on them.
There's no one amongst them. After this whole thing, there was no one amongst them who we usually see around.
One Ebrima Keita found he was the very person I set an eye on once.
It was Ebrima Keita whom I saw only once.
I wanted to fight him.
He
has to run and then enter a car.
He ran away and went into a car.
The second time I met him,
I met him at Karang.
I was going somewhere in Senegal. Police station.
When he saw me at Karang at the police station, when I went
singlet
and he saw me, he was wearing a singlet.
He ran again and entered into the police station.
He ran and aborted the police station.
He's running away from me.
Then I informed my friend that he's running a Kaburin Telelate.
Ebrima John Nenemaje, we never set an eye on him.
Ebrima John Nenemaje, I never set
the others again for Momo Nyala.
And the others also, I never saw any one of them again.
I don't believe that no,
this country is very small, and I believe that some of them see us, but the moment they see us, they decide to hide themselves.
So to cut it short,
we are alive, but Amadou has already killed us. If anybody wants to make that,
then you are not doing justice on us.
Then we suffered really. This is why we came out to show ourselves.
At the moment,
in Tembeng,
Victim Center,
Victim Center, there are many things that happen there.
They compensate, they treat them medically.
They call people, compensate some of them, and give them medical treatments. We weren't even aware of what was going there. This is what happens in the Gambia.
So until
the way we are living, our forefathers came away from around Mali. We have very small, we have very little relatives living here. To help each other and hiding behind ships in wolves in sheep's clothing. That will not help us.
I
will stop here.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you very much. Since there are no, yes, Bishop, you have the floor, please.
Bishop Odiko Laftanyin Karola.
Thank you, Chairman.
Akoyumbara Chairman.
Mr. Ebrima Keita and Mr. Musa Fofana.
Ako Ebrima Keita and Musa Fofana.
We are extremely sorry that you have to go through such an ordeal.
Ako nyinketa balafati alsi haketu alidunta nyinyon kukola ngokono.
No one would have imagined that our own brothers would treat our brothers in such a manner. We are sorry that that has happened to you. Two of you, your friends, with two different occupations. And what I want to know, how are you doing? Are you still in that occupation, or what are you doing for living at the moment?
As for me, Musa, according to Musa Fofana, he said he is not doing any work nowadays.
11 months
I have been sitting down for 11 months.
Because of corona.
If I try anywhere to look for a job, I don't get it because of this corona. Yes. As for me, I am working. Why I am lucky and still working up to date is because I am not working in the government.
But at the same time,
whatever I get as a working chance, whatever I earn nowadays from any kind of work, I spend it all on my health.
Thank you. Commissioner Kerr, you have the floor.
Commissioner Kerr,
thank you, Chairman.
Chairman.
And thank you, Mr. Fofana and Mr. Keita.
Mr. Fofana and Mr. Keita.
For your testimonies.
I
want to join my colleagues to say sorry to what happened to you. I just have one question for both of you. What the first is especially to Mr. Keita. You mentioned that you are detained at various detention centers. Do you remember the duration of those detentions?
Yes, I've been following bulldozer.
What I said before, when we were at bulldozer, I think, as we were saying, maybe I said 3 weeks or so, but after talking with Musa, it was 1 month, 3 days.
Station.
From there, we went to Brusubi Station where we were detained.
Nearly 2 months.
We spent nearly 2 months at the Brusubi Station.
Every day Bundung Police Station.
That was the time when we were going
Magistrate Court.
When we were going to court at the Bundung Magistrates Court. Going up and down. Before we secured bail.
Perhaps just to lend some little clarity to that, the witness stated that during their stay at Holgam, they were made to be spending the night at different police stations. So this night they will be taken to Kanifing, another night they will be taken to Bundung, another night, and they separated. One would spend the night in Bundung, one would spend the night at Kotu, one would spend the night at elsewhere.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. With no questions from the Commission, if you have concluding remarks to make, please proceed to do so now.
Saya wairi komisioner lumanyini nkari soto walie momondi kuma soto ilafte la kacha kumfala menna alifanali sio kesai.
Start with you, Mr. Keita.
Abafulo la Mr. Ebrima Keita la ite fulonsi la kuma kaunu fo be kacha kumfala menna.
That young woman Tesiala Bake.
I will not say much. My narration will not be long. That is important. We are all indigenous of this country. And working for your country in development is incumbent on everybody. What we should do, let's try and do away with tribalism.
Former regime
because the former regime, that's what they were trying to introduce into this country. Because Gambians, what we were used to, what we knew was intermarriage between tribes. Fulas marrying with Mandinkas.
Jolas
marrying with Mandinkas.
Saying Kabrinyin Kuoketa.
But since after these things happened, we went up to a level or up to a stage. Now the Jolas don't trust Mandinkas anymore. Because myself personally, I discussed with certain Jola people. I realized that formally the trust between Mandinkas and Jolas, my discussion with those people showed me that that trust doesn't exist anymore. So, what is important at this stage? Mandinka Fula Jola, we all own this country. Let's try and accept each other and work and develop our country. What has happened. Then you see another new page. Let's open a new page. Let's take one another and let's try and unite to work this country, to develop this country. Let's forget bygones become bygones. That's what I'm going to. That's what I can say here. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Keita.
Chairman,
you have the floor.
Chairman, Mr. Keita saying Musa Fofana silo saying between Bunda Elete. Chairman, I am extending greetings to Chairman. Greetings to all commissioners. Greetings to lead council and all his people. Gambia belongs to all of us. We all own this country. We are all from the same mother and father. Let's accept each other. Let's unite and throw politics away. When it is time for elections, vote anywhere you want. But after voting, go home and sit down. Let's do that. Let's bring our children in a right way. Let's teach them what is good. That's what I can say here. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed, and again, thank you for coming to testify before the Commission.
Chairman ko al-mimbara koteke alisonta purkana sedeyaro la commission nyati limula abali mimbara la wakama.
And as the other commissioners had said, we're truly sorry that you had to endure so much in the hands of agents of the state of the Gambia.
Ko commission doli ya fanyamin. Ninketa balafati alisi haketu. Mfangulu la banko do kulalu. Muna mansa kula do kulalu wele natake moluti. Mene atelu dundi nyimantoro kono.
And Mr. Fofana, I don't think it's too late for your daughter to pursue her ambition career in nursing.
Mr. Fofana malla tardeta puri muso alafta men kala nun kaken no soti aman tarde hanimbi asako no manole.
And if God created marriage, as you said, you had an obligation to marry your daughter off.
Wairi alafole futuoda ni muita fanan nyantole tilalon kunto dunolem kaje ko ye dino futundi.
He also created the education and career.
Bare ate alakilimo le fanaye londo da animbu kolu mulka do kolu menke.
To allow her to become independent on her own and not dependent on a man.
Puruka bula wasilo sa mako no isaja fanansa fansambano aya fanta wala official aya duno bela akemakan.
The imams are here. I wouldn't talk too much in their presence.
Al-Mamun bijalle den tedunna ko kono bake.
But I don't think God would have punished you if you had allowed her to go on to nursing school.
Bari malla ala bete fanan mutala nun ke mantora ni sontanu ni abula nun atata no skrambuto.
Again, thank you very much indeed, for.
Sorry, no,
a quick place.
Security forces.
Well, our problem was with the security forces.
No, Amadou along back.
And I know Amadou very well. He lives at Sukuta Nemasu, and I also live in Sukuta.
So I
because I'm worried about what has been said about him here. They might think of doing something. That's what I'm thinking about.
Amadou who?
Amadou Juma.
Amadou Bojang.
Amadou Bojang. Lieutenant Colonel Amadou Bojang.
Well, thank you for raising this particular issue. The Commission would reiterate what it said previously with regards to other witnesses. The witnesses who appear here are witnesses of the Commission. Any person who attempts to interfere with the witness is interfering with the witness of the Commission. That would not only amount to contempt of the Commission proceedings, but would also amount to interference and could possibly implicate other violations of the law. So while we warn Amadou, or rather we advise Amadou and all other individuals who may be tempted to take the law in their own hands, to reflect and desist from such activities, as any unlawful conduct would be taken very seriously by this Commission and would be met with the full force of the law. The Commission would pay full attention to what is happening to the witnesses. And we do hope that all concerned would respect the law and would not take any untoward steps towards these witnesses. But equally, I encourage the witnesses to report to the Commission any action they deem suspicious, or any actions taken by any individual which may amount to a violation of their rights. The Commission is watching very keenly. Thank you very much.
Thank you for, I'm coming to you, just give me a second. Thank you, Council, for issuing that reminder. It's absolutely important from time to time that we remind the public about the points that you raised. Thank you again very much. Imam, I hope I didn't provoke you.
No, you
go ahead, please.
Thank you. Chair,
Imam Jallo left a film for
I'm very concerned. Your daughter intended to be a nurse or some other medical personnel. I own a high school at Bruford called Ali Badra Jallo Memorial Senior Secondary School. Ali Badra Jallo Memorial Senior Secondary School is named after my late son who died 27 years ago in the United States after achieving his degree. I have a scholarship that I'm always extending to people who are in this situation. If your daughter is interested in continuing her education, our good brother there, if you have anyone who wants to do high school education, that is grade 10 to 12, it is for the two witnesses present here today. You can get in touch with me and they will get a free scholarship to complete their secondary education. It's never late. I did my O-levels
ndana O level karanke
when I was 28 years of age.
Birimbe sanjimu ang anin say.
So it's never late.
Oto abuka tarde londo buka tarde.
And I went to university.
Andu kola lontena tata university oto karangula.
And thank God.
Oto na ala tentu.
So please, if you have people who are in this situation,
oto alisiake to nimmo bali bulu meni alon ko abe tembrato.
I'm willing to support.
Mpareta purka mako irodial.
Thank you.
Allah baraka.
Okay.
Shukran, Saida Ghaiz. Today I promoted you for that. Thank you so much. It's very kind of you indeed. Council, are we ready with this afternoon's witness, or this is it for today?
We are due for lunch break, Mr. Chair.
Lunch break after that?
Yes, and no further witnesses for today. Thank you.
Thank you. So we'll come back at 3:30.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. Meeting. Thank you. Meeting is adjourned.
Mr. Chair. Hello. Hello.
When we touch down, better broke down.
Gamtel G-Fiber, now you can enjoy super fast internet in gigabytes. G-Fiber is affordable, stable, secured, and accessible to homes, businesses, and enterprises. With Gamtel G-Fiber, the future is speed. Gamtel, creating a brighter future in communication.
That's how she became mine and see that.
For all your pastry, bakery, and quality food, CK Restaurant is the only place to be. We do catering for birthdays, weddings, and all related services. We have all kinds of local foods, American, European, and even beyond. Come and have a taste of our local juice, ebe, and other services. At CK Restaurant, customer satisfaction is our priority.
Love like fire. Wow. Love like fire. Xam ngeen rek affaire bi xam ngeen fan la? Skincare la. 2020 lañu wax de. Waaw. Fii nag mooy Kerr fan Kerr zero tache. Perfect skin. Skincare saa su ne rek niñ ko dee defee rek loo lañ soxlaati rek maanaam bu ngeen am problème ci seen skin yéen xam ngeen fan la fii ngeen di ñëw suma xarit yeeg am di jàmm yi nga xam ne taas daf lañ sonaloon xam nga doon xeesal ba la ka xum éneew ma lañ ko nag waaye just in case comme ni ko gars yi defee rek en cas just in case loolu xew xam ngeen fi ngeen di ñëw Skincare Plus si yu baax rek la ñoo dox nag ay baax rek fu ne la ñoo dem ci réew mi di lañ indi rek nag products yu baax du Paris du Italie du USA du fi mu nekk nii sax boole nañ ci nag Sweden fu nekk lañ leen a indilee products bu dee tamit nag da nga ñuul rek ñu lay jamaa natural beauty that melanin dripping we do have stuff for you as well emuñ si skincare products rek ñu ngi ci cuub yi tamit fu ne la ñoo jaar in fact sax last commercial bi ñu defoon waxuñ leen woon ne dañoo dox ci ay kawar 9A grade rek nag waaw we do have bundles as well hair si réew ni la ñoo dox ñun ñu ngi ci rafetal jigéen rek luy taaral jigéen rek waaw boo leen di tukki tamit bëggoon rek classic suitcase dañoo dox ci ay Samsonite duñ dee indi any brand of suitcases though other than Samsonite comme li ma dee wax rek boo eggee airport dëri Samsonite dafa am nuñ laa xoolee waaw ngeen ne lan nag waaw skin ci moom la ñu gën a xamee nag skin care products ci moom la ñu gën a xamee ñu ngi dox tamit bentee tamit si ay dàlla man waaye man nag skin care mooy suma specialty xam nga rek jigéen bu sa xar kanam réglé loo def mu jag am nañ Patricia Reiner Kiwi Eye the whole range Lighten Up Gold Tomatine I mean the list can just go on and on and on and on lépp loo xam ne rek luy taaral jigéen la ci yooyu rek la ñoo dox skin care plus nag emuñ si Gambia rek ñu nga United States ñu ngi Gambia fii ba pare bu dee yaa ngi anywhere in Europe mun nañ la ko mail within 3 days rek ñetti fan rek nga jot say diw emuñ si loolu rek dañ laa consult tamit balaa ñu laa jaay diw dinañ def a free consultation pour wax la rek exactly li nga xam ne moo méngoo ak sa kanam dinañ leen wax tamit ne rek am nañ perfumes you know fragrances men's shirts accessories we do dresses as well we do blouses I mean we do shoes name it we do them Skincare Plus 2020 is our year of perfection zero task fi mu nekk nii réew mi fii kenn waratu fi task kenn waratu fi am problème kanam kenn waratu fi am problème yu picca boo ko amee dafa fekk ne rek ñëwuloo ci place bi fii